Hi everybody. This is Sarah from Serenity. Today we're going to talk about 5 steps to finding your spiritual path. So we're getting away from astrology a little bit today, affirmations, and card reading. Spirituality is not a religion, and it really has nothing to do with religion at all. Some time ago, I was writing a book, and let me insert my shameless plug of the newest book here. The whole concept of spiritual Reiki is you can use Reiki to jumpstart a whole spiritual practice or a whole new level of spirituality in your life. And of course, that's one great way to do it, but it's not the only way. My editor asked me what spirituality meant to me. And to be honest, it's really difficult to put into words. I think everything can be spiritual. Watching the rain, watching a sunset, seeing a child take its first step, washing dishes can be spiritual. Being 100% present in your life and being at peace with yourself, being your best authentic version of yourself at any given time. And I know that seems like a lot of mumbo jumbo, yeah? But being spiritual also is about being true to who you are and then being connected to the flow. And once you're in the flow, all doors open for you. A lot of people think, especially in the spiritual or the New Age community, that to be spiritual, it has to be quote unquote good vibes only, you know? And I mean, sometimes I use that hashtag too, but in reality, to be authentic, we're going to have times when things come up that trigger us or open up old wounds or make us look back at past experiences. And this happens not to punish us, but to give us the chance to heal and grow and learn from the experiences. So when we don't take the time to do that, when we just plaster good vibes only over our lives, we end up not living authentically. And it's called spiritual bypass, actually, is the term for it, where we pretend everything's fine when it's not. And it can be difficult because we don't want to attract negative things, right? We don't want to attract more anxiety or more fear, more worry. We don't want to attract a lack mentality. But in the same, we have to set with how we feel, because how you feel right now is valid. So if you're kicking yourself because you think you should be staying in the high vibe at all times, no, you get a pass on that, okay? And this is true also for my empath friends out there. It's really difficult to stay in that higher vibe of being happy and being totally present when you're being bombarded by everybody else's feelings. So that's why it's really good to work on your spiritual path and work on ways to deal with this. So like I say, spirituality is really difficult to put into words, but ultimately it fills that emptiness inside us. It fills up that longing and helps to cure that constant need for validation and distractions. We no longer have to constantly be busy or shopping or drinking or doing things when we're on the spiritual path. Every day is a miracle. And living like that kind of seems really weird to a lot of people. Like, wow, you're getting so excited about a sunset. But it's something that we joke about all the time with the Reiki classes. It happens just about in every class. After Reiki 1, after the attunement, the students leave, they drive home, and over the course of the next week, they usually call me in tears to tell me something. Like, oh my God, Sarah, the sunset. Have you seen the sunset? I parked on the side of the road and it's so beautiful. It's never looked like this before. Or I was talking to my daughter and I cannot believe the love coming off of her, or, just things like that. And that's what spirituality does. And also that's what Reiki does too. It opens us up to feeling things on another level. One of my students said, getting a Reiki attunement is very much like cleaning your glasses. And if you wear eyeglasses, then you probably know that over the course of the day, they do get smudged and they do get dirty. And sometimes we know, and sometimes we're really surprised when we clean them at the end of the day, how crystal clear we can see. And that's kind of what Reiki does. It clears the filters and lets us see. What are 5 simple things you can do to find your spiritual path or move closer to your spiritual path? These are really simple things anybody can do anytime. And some of them may seem so simple, but hear me out, because are you doing them? The first one is pay attention, and especially pay attention to the coincidence and synchronicities happening around you. When you're in the flow, and in harmony with life, everything seems easy, yeah? You attract exactly what you need. You feel physically and mentally well, and life is full of possibilities. And you're excited. You're excited to get up in the morning. You're excited to see what the day brings. When you're in these moments in your life, pay attention. Pay attention to everything that lines up and falls into place. And take notice and embrace these experiences. These synchronicities, such as all of a sudden, everyone you know is talking about yoga, or everyone's talking about Reiki, or suddenly everybody's buying crystals, or everybody's going to Nepal, or something like that is happening. Spirit is sending you a message. So pay attention. It's moments like this where we find what we're born to do, or at least what we're supposed to do next. But if we're distracted and we're full of anxiety or worry or pain or sarcasm or negativity or all the thousands of distractions that we face every day, sometimes we don't notice these things. We don't notice that things are lining up. Synchronicities, coincidences, just like when you start seeing 1111 or 888 or things like that, that's kind of a heads up to look and to pay attention. Things are happening around you. It's simple, but are you really present in your life? And are you paying attention? When things like this happen, pull out your journal and jot them down. You meet 4 people randomly through the course of the day, online, let's say, and each one of them has a yoga story. Okay, write that down. And I would say it's probably a safe bet that the universe is wanting you to explore yoga. Yeah? Okay, what else could you do? Pursue your passion. Don't let fear stop you from pursuing your passion. When you find something that really is interesting to you, something that grabs your attention, and something that you want to explore, it can be really exciting and really invigorating, but it can also be very frightening. And you feel exhilarated and you feel wonderful, but then you start thinking, what are people going to say? What's your family going to say? What are people online going to say? They can judge you. Before you know it, you've shut it down. Don't let that happen. And so often I see talented healers, talented psychics, mediums shut down for this very reason. And it's such a shame because also you never know where this path is going to take you. So don't let fear stop you. If you find something, no matter what it is, that really moves you, go for it. Also, look for the bigger picture in everything around you. When you step back and see how things are coming together in your life, it can seem a little daunting at first. Most people feel like everything is in chaos, right? And then maybe there's 1 or 2 synchronicities. But most people feel like life is out of their control and it is just chaos. But when you pull back, and especially when you start journaling, you will see how things do have a divine order. And at the time, we may not see it, of course, but we can pick up a journal a month later, 6 months later, a year later, and read through our entries and see how we were being divinely led towards meeting someone or moving or being offered a job or finding that perfect yoga studio. Whatever it may be, it's happening around us, but we often don't see it. Discovering how things have actually unfolded around us can be rather intimidating at first. But once you start really recognizing it, you will see the bigger picture is unfolding. And it also will in turn give you courage to proceed down this path because you know you're being led. And with that, there will probably be roadblocks, and that leads us to the next thing. One question I'm asked quite a bit is, Sarah, how do you know if you're supposed to push your way through something because you feel like Spirit is leading you, or the universe is leading you down this path, or when should you back off because it's not for you? And that's a really good question. Sometimes things crop up to stop us. They do. And when you hit that wall, what do? This is something that we all face, maybe multiple times in our lives even. There is a time that we do need to push through obstacles and push through blocks because perhaps we're the ones creating those blocks, right? Self-sabotage and things like that. There are other times when the blocks are there because it's just not for us. We're on a path that has maybe gone as far as it's going to go. Maybe we got off the path onto a side road, which could be more a distraction than actually moving forward. It could be something that we need to work through before we can move forward. So it's really important to be present and to be able to tune into the universe and tune into your guides and maybe have a teacher you can talk to or at least a trusted friend to get their opinion too and maybe help you see the bigger picture. There's sometimes where we will end up pursuing something and we will pursue it and it doesn't work out. And we'll keep pursuing it because we really want it to work out, and we'll keep on and keep on and keep on. But each time there's a roadblock and things don't go the way we think they should, and things get more and more difficult. Usually this is Spirit giving us a gentle nudge, letting us know it's time to move in a different direction. This is something that can be difficult if we're not present, if we're not listening, and if we're not seeing the bigger picture. So you see how these all work together. But when this happens, then we just have to accept it, and we need to learn the lesson of letting go, which is in itself easy to say and hard to do. And we need to look for guides along this path. Let's say you're attracted to a certain book or a certain person in your community. And when you meet someone or you find someone like this, and maybe you want to get to know them, and let's say that you wish to emulate them because you look up to them. Ask yourself why. What makes this person someone that you would like to get to know or be like? Usually it's because they're speaking to something in our life that we are missing, or they've done something that we wish ourselves we could do. So let's, for instance, say there's a yoga teacher on YouTube that you follow her on Instagram, you follow her everywhere, and she is just amazing. She's the one that you really want to be like. You want to get to her level of success. You really like her attitude, you really like everything about her. And she may not be the most popular. So ask yourself why. What is it? Is it her personality? Is she humble? Does she seem very dedicated? Does she seem very knowledgeable? Does she seem to be at peace? What is she bringing that really is triggering that in you? Once you ask those questions, see what it is, and see that maybe you want to bring that type of joy, that type of lightness into your life. And that's why you follow her over maybe a more popular teacher even. And that's great, because we have guides everywhere. Of course, in the spiritual community, we talk about spirit guides all the time. And we do have those. We have spirit guides, but we also have people that we encounter, random people that we encounter that end up being guides for us, that help us along this path, that can show us that there are opportunities out there, that there are ways that we can move forward that maybe we haven't thought of, or maybe just giving us the idea that it is possible. It is possible to live your dream. It is possible to be successful as a yoga teacher or a Reiki master or a crystal shaman or whatever it may be. It is possible to live your passion, to live your dream, and to make a positive impact on the world. If they can do it, so can you. It's no longer just us hoping and dreaming. We see it in front of us. So remember, the spiritual journey is an exciting journey, and it should be exciting because it is. It really is an exciting path that you pick. It can totally change your life. It can open up avenues that you never expected. And it is something that is continuous. Your spiritual journey will last a lifetime, or maybe lifetimes. The rewards, though, are fantastic as you move forward on this new path. So in the end, without spirituality, it's really easy to see how people can become bitter, how they can lose faith in the world, how they can lose faith in themselves, because we are constantly being bombarded by so much negativity, so much pain, so much hatred in the world. While we want to do something about it, we may feel almost apathetic by the end of the day because it's too much and we're overwhelmed. Spirituality can help you balance that out by giving you time to be restored and nurtured so that you can be a positive force in the world. And it may be your path to be a healer. It may be your path to be a politician. It may be your path to be the person that volunteers at the soup kitchen. Wherever your path takes you, know that it's where you're supposed to be at that moment. Like I say, this is a lifetime journey. Spirituality helps us make the world a better place by calming ourselves, making ourselves better people. So with so much going on in the world, now is the perfect time to embark on your spiritual journey. I hope you found this little mini class helpful. If you would like to talk more about this, let me know in the comments section below, and we can talk more about spirituality. And if you want me to just go back to astrology, you can put that down there too. I always enjoy reading your comments. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Reiki blessings! Bye-bye!